Welcome back, my duelist friends, Casual Duelist. It's Tuesday, and we are not going to be doing some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff today and tomorrow. Why? Because right now I'm in a bit of a state of flux. I am getting ready to move here soon. I'll probably apologize for all this tomorrow as well, like I did yesterday during that filming. Point. I can't exactly find everything right now because, again, we are prepping to move. Big things coming. But today I thought you guys enjoyed the last Pokemon video. Why can't I do a couple of more of my, retro-ish Pokemon decks? So I'm going to be doing a Cardinal Sin today, guys. Today's deck is not sleeved. Please understand, it has been in a deck box this entire time. By this entire time, I mean about 2011 to today. So what is that, like 11 years? 11 years old this deck is. And the cards still look brand newish. So I'm not going to stress it, but I promise after this, I'm going to the card shop. I'm going to get some sleeves. We'll get it taken care of. What is today's deck? Today's deck is Revolving Raichu. So again, in like 2010, 2011, I forget what the game was, if it was Heart Gold, Soul Silver time period. And I want to say that's right. There was a two-player starter set. There was electricity and water, so it was like Raichu versus Gyarados. And it was just fantastic. And it was one of those things where, like, there was like one little promo that really helped you out, but then, like, you didn't really need to do a whole lot. And at one point, this deck was, I believe, fully legal. And it was just fun to play around with the friends at the locals. And it was just something to kick around. So let's get it. First things first, we're going to be using 4 copies of Pikachu. For some reason, I'm missing one of the original ones that we were using. They are Tail Slap on 1 for 10, Quick Attack on 2 for 20 plus, 10 if you manage to get a heads on your coin flip. So it's either 20 or 30. And this comes from the time period where weakness was a ×2 and resistance was actually a -20 instead of a -30. The only difference is we substituted in one Pikachu here that is a Thunder Shock 10 with 50% chance paralysis and Tail Whap. Okay. For 20 on 2, again, could be paid generically. And again, so like this was a really cool deck. And again, if we went back to it, we would just be playing this one as it was just slightly better. And then we would be playing 4 copies of Raichu because, again, this was the point of the deck. There was the one that came with the deck. Again, you can see this one's warped a little bit. Once it gets in a sleeve later today, we're going to be fine. The big gimmick here is it has no retreat cost. So we do not have to discard energies in order to play it. Additionally, we did have 1 copy from the set and not the structure deck. So all of them actually have the same attacks. It's just a matter of whether or not they're foil, common, or from the deck or from the set. So it's Iron Tail on 1, flip coins until you get tails, 30 times heads, or the Thunderbolt, which is actually our strategy here. Discard all energy attached to Raichu. This allows us to just immediately drain him. So you only want to charge him up twice, but you get to drain him and deal out a whopping 100 points of damage. And then, of course, on the next turn, once he's not useful anymore because of the lack of energy, you'll then switch for free, which is great. We used 1 copy of this promotional Cleffa. Again, it has the Poke Body effect, which is sort of like a continuous effect. As long as Cleffa is asleep, prevent all damage done to it. And then the attack, which again is just brilliant, the way they name their moves, is Eek. So shuffle your hand into the deck, draw 6. So basically reset your hand. This ends your turn and puts Cleffa to sleep. So again, if Cleffa remains asleep for the opponent's turn, doesn't wake up in between during the coin flips, this is perfect. Also, 0 retreat cost. So keep that in mind. Again, it's ultra weak. Next up, we're going to go into Dynamo. We're going to use 2 of the Thunder Wave at 40 hit points. Again, 50% chance paralysis. And then we're going to run 2 slightly weaker ones that just deal 10 on tackle. Again, we would boost up the 50% chance paralysis ones. And then we're going to play 4 copies of Electric. We don't actually play the final form of this, the Electros, because we want this ability on field. And again, this is what came in like the 2011, I believe, which is what made this okay at first, but better later. And again, you could do 50 damage on 3 energy. That's great. This guy should stay on the bench. So the effect, once during your turn, before your attack, you may attach an energy, Electric, from the discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. This allows you to recycle 1 energy from the active Raichu that just drained itself. Recycle 1/1 on the bench, as well as play 1 energy. And this is what generates the Revolving Raichu. So the Raichu itself never has to pay a cost to retreat and swap out with another copy. But because of the electrics, you're able to also start regenerating your lost energy cards from the discard pile. So essentially, you just continually have to play 1, which makes the deck super good. Next up, we're going to use a legendary character. We're going to use 2 copies of Thundurus. Again, we got foil, and actually they're both foil. One's like full-bodied foil, which is kind of cool. And then one is just, background art foil. Same card, both use charge. Search your deck for an electric energy to attach it to this Pokemon, shuffle the deck afterward, or Disaster Volt for 80, discard an energy attached to it. Again, 80 on 3, -1, it's not bad. And then again, because we want to have as many basics in our deck as possible, we're going to be playing some Blitzel cards. We're going to play this one. We only have 1 copy because I don't have a third of the other. This one deals 20 on 2, also has 60 hit points. The one I would prefer would be this Blitzel because the agility, 50% chance to prevent all effects of the attacks, including damage done to it during the opponent's next turn. And again, based on luck, this could be fantastic. And then just 2 copies of Zebstrika, because again, you do want to evolve this guy. And this comes out of the black and white sets, of course. Rear Kick does 30 on 1, which is fantastic. And Electro Spark, 70 on 3. Deal 1 damage to each of the opponent's benched Pokemon without applying weakness and resistance. So real quick, I'm going to clear the board. And then I'll be right back with the trainers, the supporters, and then I'll let you know how many energy cards we used at the end of this. So give us 1 second. All right, starting off our trainers, we were going to play 2 copies of the Energy Retrieval. This allows us to place 2 basic energy from our discard pile back into our hand, which is fantastic. 2 copies of Energy Search for the turns that we don't actually have the extra one in our hand. This will allow us to search our deck for a basic energy card, reveal it, add it to our hand, shuffle the deck afterward, which is fantastic. We're also going to use 4 copies, full playset, of the Great Ball Trainer item. This allows us to, in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, excavate or look at the top 7 of our deck, reveal a Pokemon that we find there, place it in our hand, shuffle the rest back into the deck. The difference between this and Excavate is in Yu-Gi-Oh! Excavate would require the opponent to actually see the cards as well. In this case, we're only showing the card that we actually picked because it's basically cherry picking rule. That's one of the card game, like, Golden Rule 101 or whatever type things. It is what it is. One of the greatest things that came out of that structure deck, though, the 2-player starter set, was the PCOM or the Pokemon Communication Trainer card. Choose a Pokemon in your hand, show it to the opponent. Again, verifying that it is in fact a Pokemon card. Place it on the top of your deck. If you do search your deck for a Pokemon, show that to the opponent, add it to your hand, and then shuffle the deck afterward. So again, if I did not want Thundurus in my hand, I could easily switch out for a Pikachu or a Raichu in order to try to get the revolving door going faster. Or again, maybe I started with the Dynamo on my bench. I need the electric faster. And again, if you can get 2 electrics, you can just continually boost your energies from the discard pile. You'll have to excuse the different arts. One is from the black and white set, as you can see from the symbol, and the other one is from that structure. These are both the same card, just different art. You're allowed to do that in this game. Switch an active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. This is Switch. You guys remember seeing this back in my initial deck, the Triple Punch. We were using this back then as well, which also begs the question, Pokemon players out there that may be stumbling on this, could you use those legacy cards from 1999-2000 since they didn't change any of the text for the effect? I'm just curious. I don't think it's going to change anything, but it would be fun to know. Moving on to the supporters. The first supporter we're going to have is we're going to run 3 copies of Bianca. Now, for those of you who are just Yu-Gi-Oh fans and you're just checking this out because it's my channel, supporters have this reminder text down here to tell us what to do, which is you may only play one of these during your turn before your attack. And if I remember the field right, I think we're supposed to play them up by our active Pokemon. This allows us to draw until we have 6 cards in the hand. Very useful effect. We're also going to use 2 copies of the supporter, Professor Elm's training method. And this one does say place it next to your active Pokemon, so I guess I'm right. And then it stays there until the end of the turn. This one allows you to search your deck for an evolution card, show it to the opponent, place it in hand, shuffle the deck. And again, like Great Ball, this is going to allow us to just go ahead, try to auto-correct, get into the evolutions we want. And then the last one will be Oak's New Theory. And this one says, shuffle your hand into the deck, draw fresh 6. It is what it is. And then, of course, guys, you're just going to finish this off. I want to say this was 16, but we'll count it up together real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 basic electric energy cards to finish out this deck. So, again, this is like 2010, 2011. Right in the transitional period with the like the Heart Gold Soul Silver sets and the Black and White sets. So again, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you'll enjoy tomorrow's deck as well. And we will have some more Yu-Gi-Oh coming back to you come Thursday because it'll give me time to actually try to locate some stuff. So yeah, hopefully you guys understand. And again, if you guys enjoy this, like, comment, subscribe, let your friends know. But again, I don't expect too much from Pokemon videos being a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. So really the best I can hope for is that you guys enjoyed it. And I really hope that you did. And I hope that you come back and check out tomorrow's too. So till then, guys, see you later.